Why would someone only look out for their part of the work and not think about the group and also maybe anything that's communal?
I mean, I think, Gerald, it really just comes down to the fact that they're lazy and selfish.
Okay, that's one possibility. That's one
Yeah.
possibility. For me, I think that there could be people who may be struggling with expectations,
Mm.
right? They are not clear of like how much they should do, and therefore they have been attuned to just do the bare minimum.
Mm.
I ever heard of a person who would struggle with group work because she does not know whether she's overstepping the boundaries into other people's territory per se.
Hello and welcome back to our Ask Me Anything segment. If you have a question about your working life, about your career that you don't have an answer to or don't know where to turn to for an answer, why not just drop a comment wherever you're listening to this from and we'll try our best to answer it for you.
Mhm.
For today, we have a question sent in by a listener whose name is Melanie. She says that a colleague of hers is not a team player. Now, Melanie observed that this colleague will go all out for the projects and events that she is leading,
Mhm.
but when it comes to team events, where this colleague is just helping out, maybe she's, part of the support crew, she will miss deadlines, put in the bare minimum, and this colleague's behavior has been called out by the boss before, but there has only been very little improvement. So now Melanie is finding this especially frustrating because this colleague is clearly capable but super calculative. She asks, how can I continue working with someone like this while still managing my sanity? Gerald, I think this is it's irking Melanie to the point where she's actually considering like, am I going crazy?
If someone constantly does not pull their weight in group work, then I think can be really really frustrating,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a lot of dependencies on the deliverables for them, and if this person is not on point with their deliverables, then it will affect me. My performance is affected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has this ever happened to you before?
Thankfully, most of my bad experiences with this come from school, not so much the working world,
Okay.
right? Because I feel like in the working world, I learned from my past experiences to either push people to do something or learn that I need to do it myself
Mm.
or delegate to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when I was in school, I had this one classmate who refused to do any work beyond what was needed by them.
Mm.
So if he had a group work in teams of 4, he would only accomplish his part of the project and then he would leave everything to us. Usually when you're in a group project, you would finish your bit, you would check in on others. That was non existent
I
for him.
see.
And the worst part is that he was my friend. So it was so hard for me to balance the friendship with the working relationship in that sense.
So the part here about like why is there such a behavior, I think comes to mind, right? Like
Mm.
why would someone only look out for their part of the work and not think about the group and also maybe anything that's communal?
I mean, I think, Gerald, it really just comes down to the fact that they're lazy and selfish.
Okay, that's one possibility. That's one
Yeah.
possibility. For me, I think that there could be people who may be struggling with expectations,
Mm.
right? They are not clear of like how much they should do, and therefore they have been attuned to just do the bare minimum.
Mm.
I ever heard of a person who would struggle with group work because she does not know whether she's overstepping the boundaries into other people's territory per se.
Right.
So maybe certain bad, negative, unpleasant experiences in the past made her keep to her lanes. Right?
But I think in Melanie's case, this might not so much be someone sticking to their lane because it seems like they got called out by the boss,
Ah,
and
okay.
there has been a repeated or a habitual instance of this happening again and again,
Mm, mm,
regardless of the boss's warnings, right?
mm.
And so I think for Melanie, and actually for myself, if I ever encounter this situation again, do you have any advice on how we should
Mm.
amicably or civilly deal with these kind of
Mm.
people? Because it seems like authority doesn't help.
Mm.
It seems like pressure from the people on her level doesn't
Mm,
help.
mm,
What do
mm.
we do then?
I think it's really important to clarify the expectations of work. So for Melanie, I would suggest for her to maybe have a sit down with this colleague and go through the work whenever it's been delegated. to have this check in on whether the colleague understands what the expectations are, and whether the colleague's comfortable and in agreement with what they're about to do. And I think this is, at the very least, the first thing that should be done. And maybe perhaps in terms of monitoring the work itself, may have to be a bit more diligent to check in a
Yeah.
bit more. All right, because you don't want to be in the situation where last minute, then you find out that the ball has been dropped and the work has
Mm.
not been done. So maybe Melody can just let this colleague know that if you don't mind, I would like to check in a bit more on this, just to make sure that this piece of work gets done, because it's really important. It's impacting me and impacting you both.
Do you
Right?
think actually that delegating more important parts of the project to this colleague would make that colleague feel like it's more important and more, perhaps if they are of a more self serving nature, they might feel like it is
Mm.
better for them to actually accomplish this fast and efficiently and to do the work well?
Yeah, I think that's a possible
Mm.
part as well. Some people might say let's delegate the less important parts so that the
Low risk.
low risk, the impact to failure is a lot lower. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
sure.
But here you brought up a good point. Like, what if today we made the person feel more important,
Hmm.
and that could work if, let's say, the motivation for the person just only doing their little bit and not wanting to do the bigger parts of the work is because maybe if they were feeling like they were unimportant. So that's why I guess the understanding the behavior becomes really important already. You need to understand like what is motivating this sort of behaviors from that person. Whether is it just selfishness or or maybe negative experiences, or maybe even feelings of not feeling wanted or not feeling important enough, right? So once you get down to that root, then maybe you can have more constructive conversations and better working arrangement.
It does feel like it might also help Melanie if she were to check in with this colleague when this colleague is leading certain projects to see if she can help with any of the underlying tasks that are
Mm.
required to be completed. Just so that this colleague can see, oh, I have I guess, an ally
Hmm.
in Melanie. And so when Melanie is doing her project, then this colleague will feel more inclined to help.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. Some people, it's a bit of a catch-22. Some people don't like you to cross into their lanes as
That's
well.
fair.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so it really depends. So a lot of what should be done and should not be done, right, is really very context specific to Melanie's case. But I guess the first starting point is really to understand the behavior first,
Yeah.
and then finding out a way to communicate and work out an arrangement where it works for everybody.
I think the main thing you want to take note of is documentation. Melanie, make sure you write down everything, take note of everything that's going on, so that when you do have to escalate this to the relevant people who will make decisions on what's to be done next, you have proof of what's going on and you have a strong case for yourself. If, like Melanie, you have a work related inquiry, why not write to us? We're at cnapodcast at mediacorp.com.sg. We are also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Me Listen, or YouTube, where a video version of this is at.
I'm Gerald.
And I'm Nat. You may not be able to control how someone else behaves, but you can control how much power it has over you.